last week?
No, sounds good.
Can you hear?
What's up, everybody? We're live post game against Delaware. We're just finishing the last 14.8 seconds. We wanted to get on here, 2 minutes left, and we had by we I mean me. I had a wandering child.
It's always a blast.
Was not supposed to be wandering, but we got the dub. Looks like it's gonna finish. We're up 17.
Yeah, well,
coincidentally, the same number of games I'm up on TJ in our card game.
19.
All right, let's jump into it. First segment is gut reaction. We're going to say a word that describes our feeling on the count of 3. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Zone. Shocked. All right, you go first. Actually, I'm going to go first because yours is a little bit more than ours. I said zone. It's not really a gut reaction. It was eye-opening. This is something that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, a lot tonight. Our shooting was not great. It got better. I tweeted going into halftime, like, yeah, we were not expecting this. I expect there to be a lot of pressure on the rim going into the second half. I just felt like we just kept shooting it, right? Like, even though we got good looks, like, I'm not even mad at our looks, but I feel like these guys were testing us from 3, from deep. They're like, all right, if you're going to beat us, this is how you're going to beat us. And we kind of fell into their game plan. Like, I don't like when it feels like it's their game plan, and that's what we were doing, you know? So, yeah. You know, we, I don't know, we were taking too many threes in the first half. And then the second half, I know they started going in, but I'm just like, I don't care if they're in a zone. We're just bigger, better, faster, stronger. Like, we have to get to the rim. We have to get to the rim. Because, like, what if I don't know if UConn's going to put us in a zone. I don't know how many college teams are going to play us in a zone. But they might now, right? Like, they might if we're not, you know, shooting like we want. If UConn does it, it's not the same thing, right? So a team like this, we have to be able to get to the rim. And so, I don't know. That's why I said zone. I didn't love how we were, especially in that first half. Obviously, we reacted. We made adjustments. We won a game we were supposed to win. But, yeah, that leads me to shocked, your word.
No, and like, I'm not overly concerned either. Like,
well, then you can't say shocked.
You can be shocked without being concerned. Like,
you're right.
I think in the first half, it like, I was a little bit blown away. But like, teams can get hot, teams can play well, teams can get you out of your rhythm. But I just was I was not expecting that at all. And, you know, it's
what part of it? The 14-0 jump out lead?
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, if we can't shoot the ball well from 3, which we didn't in the first half, everyone, like, that's the game plan against us. It's like, zone, pack the paint, because that stops guys like AJ and Rob Wright from, like, you're just going to say, look, we're going to shrink the floor completely and we're going to force you to shoot threes. And so in the second half, we started playing with some swag, and you could feel that the crowd was getting involved. And then, you know, once you get going like that, your momentum's going, your 3 starts falling, and it's like everything opens up. Now they have to step out a little bit. They have to make sure they're guarding guys a little bit closer. And a zone, once you're shooting the ball well, is a terrible defense, in my opinion. It's now it's like, you know, Richie got going, Rob Wright got going, and it was like, it seemed like those 2 dudes were just getting wide open shots.
Yeah.
So if we're not making shots, it's like, let's pack the paint, let's zone, let's make them shoot. But once it broke free, which was so nice to see, because we haven't really seen that yet. And, you know, if we're going to be a really good team, if we're going to beat the best teams, like, we have to shoot the ball well from 3. It's just it just has to happen.
What happened here? What happened
I'm wondering.
It's just you right now.
It's just me. I was wondering if you were gone. You just left me.
All right. I'm. Yeah, I think what you said about how we have to get to the rim, like to ourselves some confidence is kind of what they were doing, right? Like they were getting easy ones, they were causing they meaning where, right? Like they were kind of getting some easy ones in offensive rebounds. They were getting open looks. They were beating us in transition. I mean, like the first 2 buckets, it was like, the tip one wasn't that bad, but then like after that, it was like, okay, then we just turn the ball over immediately and it's 4-0, and then it's 10-0, and then it's 14-2 or whatever it was. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like we got to get to the rack, get that confidence, because they kind of like they played better than they are for sure. I mean, looking at their losses, right? And looking at the guys that they have down, but they kind of reminded me of that UC San Diego team that we watched play Michigan last year, at the end of last season in Denver.
Totally.
Like you get guys that are just smart hoopers, and they're all kind of like the same size and have the same skills, like, and so they're out there just like this amoeba on offense, and then they make a couple shots, they get a couple easy ones, they get this confidence, and oh, by the way, there is like zero pressure from the jump, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah, totally.
like they go up 10-0. It's like, oh, like we didn't think we'd win. Like, cool, let's just keep playing hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, it's a tough deal. It's kind of a trap game, right? Like you need these games to get ready for the big ones, and you'd rather have these shooting nights and these quirks, worked out now versus on Saturday against a really, really good team, UConn, that I watched last night, and they look really good.
Yeah. Well,
But
and
like
also,
I didn't love that we were in love with a 3, but we dug in our heels and we figured it out, right? Like maybe we're more optimistic than the average fan, but I'm like, a win is a win. Like probably not the greatest example, but I'm like, I remember the G League. I mean, I was with Ignite. Granted, I didn't play any games my second year there, but I had to sit on the bench. We won like 6 games or something, right, out of 50. And the year before, when we were winning a bunch more games, we kept trying to tell the young guys, like, winning is hard. Like, don't underappreciate what it feels like, because it's very hard to do at every level. And especially when you come out flat, especially when you come out, not playing like you expect to play. The line was 36 or whatever it is. You're at home, and the fans never quite got into it until that second half, right? We fought through it, and our stars, shine bright, right? Like Richie turned it on. AJ looked great. Finished with great numbers, and then Rob Wright was hitting him from deep and just did a really good job. I mean, he finished with like 26, 9 and 9 or something like that. This kind of takes me to, I've been going on a while. I want to go to our next thing, which is stat of the night. The stat that stands out to me is the big 3 still doing it, right? They had 70. Is that right? Yeah, 70, 26, 26, and 18 of our 85. Yep. And yeah, that's right on the 70% margin that they've kind of been at recently. And it's great because tough times, they shine through. They did their thing. They put us on their back a little bit, especially, I was really happy with Wright, especially with those 9 assists. Yeah. That was kind of something that's been circled for us recently. But, is that good because they're killers? Is that bad because our bench isn't what it was last year? Remains to be seen, right? But all that to say is it was ugly, and we got it done.
Yep, totally. I know. I don't know exactly what my stat of the night is, but I mean, if we're looking at that big 3 that has 70 points tonight, you start thinking about conference play and what do the best teams in the country do, and the best teams in conference. Like once you get into league play, it's like they have you scouted in every way. It's like, we know exactly what you like to do going to your right. We know exactly what you like to do going to your left.
Yeah, 100%.
We know your game individually and collectively so well. And so I think it's awesome. Obviously, that 70 points, that's fantastic. We are just, if we're going to beat really good teams, they're going to say, okay, sweet. Like, we're going to take away one of these guys, or we're going to make it really hard for two of the guys, and you're going to have to score in different ways. And
Yep.
so for us to be really, really good, we're going to have, it's fine that we go 26, 26, 18, but we are going to need like a consistent 10 and 10 from a couple guys.
Yeah.
If we are going to be really, really good. Because
Right.
I think those guys will get theirs, but against like a Houston or the Gonzagas of old, that's when they get in. It's like, we are going to make this really hard. What you guys do really well is going to be really hard for you,
Yeah.
and that's what great teams do. And so I'm curious, just as this unfolds, is can we get that production from that fourth and fifth and sixth guy that's really going to make things hard for other teams?
Yeah, I think that I totally agree. I mean, in conference is such a grind. It's like it just feels like every bucket is way harder than it should be, right? And I can't even imagine. I think the WCC was fantastic. I think we had some really good teams, and it was overall an underrated league. We've talked about this before, but like the Big 12 is going to be a grind.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you have some of the greatest coaches ever, and they know how to make things uncomfortable, right? Like they know you're not gonna hold the team scoreless, but you're gonna have to work for everything. So the little things that our big three are getting are not going to be that easy. Um, I'm glad it clicked tonight. But yeah, you're exactly right. I think Kaba, you're going to get 8 to 12, right? That's what you've gotten every game. That's what you're going to continue to get. I think Kennard Davis not playing tonight was felt.
What was his deal? What was his deal?
I actually don't know. I was thinking how bad of a insider I am if I did pregame with BYU TV and I'm doing postgame here now, and I don't even know what's wrong with him. I could probably just look it up on Twitter, but I don't know. Not to say that he's like some stat stuff for the first two games, but I don't know. I just think that North Carolina game, he was fantastic to close things out. He's just kind of even keeled, keep things solid, right? And he's got the experience that it's not crazy of him to go out and have a game, and he's not going to try and do too much. Like he's just going to get done what he needs to get done to give you your best chance to win. So I agree. It'll be interesting to see. Dawson still got to work his way back. Obviously, that it's not it's full Dawson, and there's still a feeling. Honestly, I felt less you go, I go kind of ball sticking this game.
Yeah.
But still a bit of maybe some hesitant 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 while those guys were out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
And we had that last year at the beginning of the year. It's like we were trying to figure out, who does what and when, and that's that's the best way I can describe kind of the lack of chemistry and reps together. Is Dawson Baker catches in the corner, and last year it's like he's either shooting it or he's getting to the rim and making a layup, right? And right now it's sticking, not because it's a bad offense, but because he's like, wait, what is my role here? So I still think that is being kind of, those kinks are being worked out. But like I said, you'd rather work those out now versus Saturday. I think Saturday is going to be really hard. UConn looks really good. Dan Hurley's a psycho in the very best way. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, two things. Also, KY is a psycho too. Like this is a psycho in a different way. He's not a psycho like Dan Hurley, like screaming every 2 seconds.
Not many are.
But, yeah. But also, yeah, and so I think we're gonna be ready for that game, truly. But my mind keeps coming back to, this. Some of our comments are just like, what a game, almost scared me. Like I think everybody had this
Michael
feeling.
Jensen, by the way, sore Achilles for Davis. Thank you.
Yes. But like looking back on last year's team and what you're talking about, this chemistry, this gel that we need to figure out, we are going, like we did that last year.
100%.
Every single game, KY just started to
and not to cut you off, but like
out.
That's just how it's going to be. Like every year, probably, right? I would love if we slowly become Purdue and it's just like, oh, the turnover is less here than it is anywhere else in the world. but it's probably not going to be the case, especially for going after these high profile recruits. Like, it's going to be a new team every year. We figured it out last year. I do think KY and his staff is the perfect staff to do it again. So yeah, you say that, like, we did it last year. We're going to have to do it again this year. It's just interesting to me that, hey, guess what? Like, we're going to probably do it next year too, right?
Yeah.
And every team in college is, because that's just the way it is.
Yeah. We just have to trust that, like, every game we're going to get better. We have a lot of great pieces on this team. And I really don't like tonight watching a zone. It's not very, like, I don't think we're probably going to see man-to-man.
Maybe.
Why are you laughing? 85 to 90% of the time.
I know, but no, I'm laughing because I know you passionately hate zones, because in youth basketball, when teams play the zone, you hate it. Just get your guys to shoot. What's wrong with, like, get you guys to shoot.
No, yeah, we can shoot. Just relax.
Yeah, all right.
But I mean, especially on the college level, though, I don't think we're going to see that frequently.
No, not a lot of teams execute it very well.
It's hard. We're going to have to, I felt like that whole second half was just like shooting practice. It was like wide open three after wide open three.
And I know we made them more in the second half, but, like, is there any part of you that you're running a team that has us in the next month? You're like, yeah, we may as well try. And if they're cold, we'll stay in it, right? Like, totally. That's what I didn't like. That's why I'm like, the first set, or one of the first sets that they were in zone, we put AJ right at the free throw line. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, we're going to break this. They're never going to want to play in zone because he's big, he's tall, he can distribute. He's just going to get to the rack. They're never going to want to play zone. They're going to try something else.
Right.
And then we didn't, right? And then we were just shooting threes and missing. And they were, I mean, to me, their scouting report was like, we got a gang rebound or else we lose by 100. Mm-hmm. I think that was apparent. I think they did a really good job, especially being the size they were, especially missing the players they were. And so I just hope if we see zone again, we just start just getting into the paint and absolutely dominating. I want to
playing more inside out, probably.
Yeah, inside out, and like, there's ways that you can get pressure on the rim. Like, it's different, but like, I know KY is not lacking in the X's and O's, and I would imagine that that's a piece of their week this week, as they lead to Boston.
And just before you jump into that, the rebounding is 46-25, so we did murder them on the rebounds tonight.
For sure. But it didn't feel like it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what gave them a chance. I don't know the trends if we were ever down in rebounding, but
for sure,
it felt like they were out rebounding us.
Yeah, this is an interesting game because you look at the score at the end and it's like, oh yeah, BYU won by 20.
Right.
But
then you had 15 people texting us during the game like, hey, what's going on?
I know. My phone's blowing up. It's like, what's wrong with us? I'm like, we're gonna be just fine, guys.
All right, let me hear underrated play of the game, or if you have like a sequence, or I don't know, underrated part of the game.
Let me think here. I mean, I don't know if it's underrated. It was pretty big. It was around that. It was like 50-50. That was the score or something around there. And it just felt like we started to it almost felt like we started to play a little bit like defensively. Our energy just like increased across the board, and you could feel it in the Marriott Center. Even just watching it was like, oh, the crowd's into it a little bit more.
Yep.
And AJ had a couple dunks in that span. I think Rob Wright hit a three. Richie hit a couple threes. Like, it was like, okay, the game's over. That 1 minute stretch, the game was over at that point. It was like, this is done.
Yeah. I think I tweeted my favorite GIF of Jack Nicklaus going like this. When we turned it on, I said, it's time to open the can. Time to open that can of whoop ass.
Like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that shift. Dude, I think unsung hero, I don't know where he's going to fit in, but Tyler, man. When he came in and we kind of threw in like a little bit different defensive, I think Hadim got in there. Like, we gave him some different defensive looks, and we just had some hustlers out there. There was my underrated play of the game was a tip out by Tyler, and I think it led to a three. Like, I just like a guy that goes in there is like, I know my job. Like, I'm going to go crash on rebounds. I don't care if I even get the stat as long as I get it to my boy.
Yep.
and he's talking on defense. JT pointed him out pregame, like he's standing up, celebrating threes on the bench, like that's gonna matter because we're gonna have the stars, and we're gonna need guys to star in their role, not being part of that core group of scorers in Rob Wright, AJ, and Richie. I hate calling them the big three because I could imagine that they hate being called the big three. So
it's the LP3.
The LP3, yeah. But yeah, I wish Tyler got some more looks, and I think that's kind of what I was saying about Dawson earlier, right? Like Dawson is a different story because he's coming back from an injury, but it's like he's still figuring out exactly all the pieces of his role. But I love that he's starting with, all right, I'm just gonna go get some boards and I'm gonna D up and I'm gonna cheer on my team. Like it's a great place to start, and I hope that role expands, kind of like we saw Mose expand.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
but I said it first.
So nice. You just get you're just waiting for your opportunity.
Yeah. So underrated play right there for me. Can
we pause and talk about Michael Jensen's comment really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, best early team chemistry I've seen is Pope's last team after doing the Europe trip. Great to see the team looking for Richie once he started heating up. What was that year?
Pope's that was probably Richie's. I don't know. Richie's sophomore.
I think there is something to a Europe trip.
Maybe like, when done right.
Right. But like the Europe trip is like most of the time it's like you're not on your phones a ton because the time difference is so
sure.
It's a huge difference. And then you're like with your guys for 14 days straight, just like experiencing something new. And I think it does translate. My senior year, we went on a foreign trip as well. And it was like one of the best things for our team.
My gosh, this isn't always about you and your senior year team, bro.
My senior year team that was super good. That,
Is that team beating this team tonight? Delaware?
Beating Delaware?
Yeah. The Roadsters, the Road Hens, what are they? Yeah, no, I chemistry's everything. Like if there was some way, some algorithm, some thing that you could boil down, like what is the talent level actually of every team? I think there's a big discrepancy tonight, right? But what's up, Lilo? But you get into league play, you get into the tournament, you get into the conference tournament, and it's like, I don't want to say sixes, but it's close. You know what I mean? Like, it's really close. And so TJ and both just got attacked. It's really close. And so it comes down to, all right, well, who wants it? Who's healthy and in shape, obviously, but then who's got things clicking, like who actually likes each other, who wants to win, right? Mm-hmm. I want to ask you, let me scroll up. Excited / worried. What are you excited about from tonight? What are you worried? Even like we're taking tonight as a snapshot. We're not taking into consideration what we think is potential. We're not taking into consideration the last couple of games. We're saying you just watched BYU tonight. What are you worried about? What are you excited about?
I'm really excited about second half our 3-point shooting. Like,
yeah,
we haven't seen it from this team yet. Obviously, we know a lot of these guys can shoot. I mean, we've seen it from Richie, and Rob Wright's, did it at Baylor, all this stuff. AJ's obviously phenomenal, but we haven't done it yet. And It was nice to see us step up and, just make shots. Like that was refreshing. It felt like, and what was really nice too is it was like we got hot really fast, and like it was like 3, 6, 9, 12, and we blew the game out. So I'm like that was really refreshing to see. I mean, if I'm worried about anything in that game, it's how we came out, obviously.
Yep.
And if you come out like that against a really good team, you lose. Like you can lose a game,
or just a decent team.
Yeah, you like. There's no crawling back. If a team goes up on you by 15, 20 right at the beginning of the game, it's like you're crawling back the entire game, and it's like you don't get to. Most of the time, you're not getting back into that game. So those are probably my two biggest things. It's like we got to be really good out the gates. Like that is super important. And then it was nice to see just us shoot the ball extremely well.
Yeah, I agree. I like the 3-point shooting. To me, it was Rob Wright. The 9 assists, like he got his. He was scoring. He was shooting the ball well. I think 1A and 1B for me, it's just kind of Rob's game, right? Like I thought he looked good. I thought he looked like he was kind of controlling the game a little bit more, and he was finding his guys. 26 points is fantastic. Everybody knows he's a scorer from last year and from the first couple games, but needing a guy to go get 5, 6, 7, 8 assists because there's so many other tools in AJ and Richie being highlighted ones. Again, we're harping on this, but also making it easy for the other guys that have to contribute. We need 20-ish points from those guys as well consistently. And so Rob Wright, I think, teed a lot of people up tonight. And so I was excited about that. Yeah, I mean, not to, again, beat a dead horse, but it was the start for me. Like, I think the very, very best teams in the country, are on the opposite end of that start, right? Like they have Delaware down 17-3. They're huffing and puffing, going, why are we here? This isn't worth the $275,000 that BYU is paying us. Like, please get me out of this state. Like, you gotta just whoop those guys right from the jump and just crumble any and all belief that they have, right? And I mean, you've been in these games, we've been in these games. I remember we messed around with Portland in conference our year together. Mm-hmm. And it was like we came out flat. They went defeated, the opposite of undefeated that year in conference. So not a very good team. And we were like in a dogfight with them the last like 5-6 minutes of the game at home, right?
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Holy crap.
And I do not want to watch those highlights, but it was like you let them hang around, right? And you come out flat. They keep the game close, and then it's
especially in today's game, it's like
for sure
you get somebody out there that can just cast up a three. It's like if teams can go 3-6-9 and you let them get some breathing room, and it's like, all right, now we got a game,
Yeah, no, 100%. And there's good guys like these are Division I basketball players. Like, you can't disrespect them. I remember whenever like some guy would be sagging off some big guy or some non-shooter in our scouting report, like it at a disrespectful level, like Coach Jay Hart, who's now at Kentucky, he would just rip us at halftime because he's like, okay, he's a non-shooter on the scouting report, but like, don't disrespect him. Like, he works on it, right? Like, he might not be great at it, but he works on it. And guess what? He makes 1 or 2. All of a sudden, he thinks he's really good at it. Yeah. And they've already got everything, or nothing to lose. And so, yeah, I didn't love that. I don't expect it to happen. One thing that was interesting that I don't know if I love it. I don't even know if I'm just, over analyzing, but it was interesting kind of watching KY's demeanor when we were kind of going through that. It, something that I noticed. And then the commentators kind of took the words out of my mouth because they were like, yeah, it doesn't really look like, KY's reacting to this like a lot of coaches would, right? And I think he's typically like that. But tonight it really felt like, man, this is early. We're going to learn a lot from this. And again, I'm probably over analyzing because all I'm doing is watching him on the sideline. And you did feel some moments of urgency, but for the most part, like he was even keeled. And that's what you love about him being at the helm. He's like, yeah, win by 20, lose by 20. Like, we're going to get to work and just get better, right? Like, their team got better last year. They're going to get better from this. And so, slow start, didn't love that. But I do think that if there's anyone that can learn from it and whip these guys in the ways that, they need to be, educated and improve through film and very intentional practice and player development from a game like this, it's KY and his staff. So
yeah,
feel great about that.
It's truly one of the most like calming, comfortable things when it's like things are not going well and you look over to coach and it's like, we got this, guys.
Right.
You're like, okay, yeah, we do got this. Like, there are times when it's like, okay, we're getting killed or we're not playing well, and you look over and like coach is freaking out. It's like, oh, things are bad right now.
Yeah, you can see it in his eyes that he's worried. You're like, oh, now I'm more worried.
No, yeah, it's like we don't need that, like that is one of like our high school coach Quincy. That was like he was the very best at that. It was like you just always felt like the game was under control with him.
Yeah.
Why you smile like that?
Why can't I smile? Like I have memories, like things pop into my mind. I'm listening. Like, holy cow, dude.
Yeah, we are acting like I just said something insane. Like
No,
I'm
you
just
said
saying.
something. You said something funny because there was one AU tournament. I don't remember where. I don't remember.
That's a different story. It's like when it's state tournament, when it's
You remember what I'm about to say?
yes,
Yeah.
he ruined our lives many times.
Wait,
But
no. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like the look over to the sideline when you bring up Quincy specifically, and excuse my language, and also I have baby toys laying around, so just deal with it. We were playing an AU game. We drew up some inbounds. I don't know why I was still in the game. It was probably because it was AU and we brought like 7 guys with us to travel. So it was like I was in at the end, right? Because I'm not a free throw shooter. Certainly was not a free throw shooter in high school. We dropped the play. Basically, the play was like, don't give it to Eric. Like, let's just get it in. We're going to get fouled and like shoot free throws and it's it, right? And like they do a good job of covering everybody.
like,
and I'm left wide open. Yeah, they throw it to me. I get fouled. I look straight to Quincy because I'm like, oh man, like I want to get this reassurance. And I see him, and he didn't see that I was looking at him. And I just see him like, oh shit. I was like, gosh dang it, talk about deflating, bro. Like now I got to go hit these, game sealing free throws. I look over at my coach, and he's so pissed that I'm at the line. Oh man, but 100%. I mean, that's
what happened.
I think I hit him. I hit at least one. We won the game, right? But yeah, 100%. Like that was a one-off. That's a AAU, and he was probably kicking himself because he's like, I drew up the worst play, or like, why is Eric even in the game, right? I'll freaking put in Dylan Heaton at this point. But yeah, like you look over and your coach, Gonzaga is such a great example for so many things that we talk about. That game, our year, we're down whatever, 1,000,000 points, and Coach Rose was like, hey, we're cool. Like, fight back, chip away, and then they're going to tighten up, right? And that's what happens. And
18-2.
That's what happened. And that's what happens when obviously you put in the work and all these things about chemistry come into play, and there's so much more than that. It's not that simple, but
it's
when
not
you
always
have that belief from the coach instilled in you, and he's going to go let you rock, win or lose.
Yeah.
But you're playing the right way and doing what, you're supposed to be doing, then great. Yeah. It's hard for young guys to get this. You and I have talked about this. I had this aha moment. It sounds so stupid, but I had this aha moment as like the player coach, whatever, with Ignite, where I was like, oh my gosh, like I started telling these young guys, like, do you realize when you just do like the 2 or 3 things that coach talks about constantly with you, right? Like, hey, you never box out. It's brought up every film session. It's brought up every game. You get pulled from games. You get called out in practice. Like, dude, if you just box out, I promise you, like, they are just going to cheer you on, and they're going to let you make mistakes in other things, right? Like, it sounds so stupid, but it's like, just do what the coaches are asking you to do, and your leash becomes infinitely longer. That's why when guys like still have leashes at the end of the season, I'm like, oh, they're just stupid. Like, they won't do the 2 or 3 things that they're being asked to do. Therefore, they can't be trusted, right? Like,
yeah, you're like, young guys, listen to this. Do what your coach says.
I know,
it's
seriously,
so hard to understand.
But that's it. That's it. And I think KY and his staff have a great relationship. I think that as the chips kind of settle on roles and responsibilities, like, the guys are going to do what they're supposed to do. So,
yeah.
Lots of positive spins. Hated, cannot emphasize enough, hated how we came out, but we figured it out, and we're 3-0, and that's great.
You can live with those when you win. Like, you look at the end of the day,
especially when you win by 20. Like,
we're 3-0.
It's fine. I threw this out there. I want to finish. And if you have a comment, JBack4906 said, I was hoping Tyler could find his shot tonight. He could be that 5th or 6th option to keep defenses honest. Totally agree. I think he's going to be a key. I think if he has a great year, then we have a great year. We can have a great year without him having a great year. But if he does, then it amplifies everything. So totally agree. If you guys have something to throw into the chat, please do so. We're going to probably peace out here in 2 minutes. I threw this out there. I said, would we take an L tonight on Twitter? People shut me down. I'm just having a good time.
What kind of stupid question is that?
I said, would we take an L tonight for a guaranteed dub on Saturday? Guaranteed win. Number 3 in the country.
Oh.
Do they cancel out? Is it in our favor to lose a nasty one tonight, but win a big one on Saturday? I'm just saying.
Okay, but what you're implying is that we're gonna
No, I'm not implying it's one or the other. I'm just saying, like
we're gonna lose Saturday, like we're gonna win Saturday.
I believe that is possible, but I was just throwing it out there. Holy cow, you're just sensitive like all these guys.
Oh my gosh, I'm not sensitive. I just don't want to lose tonight to Delaware, who lost to Wilmington, Wendington, whatever it was.
How many points do you have on Wilmington right now in the shape that you're in? You're in decent shape. I gotta say.
How many points am I putting up?
Yeah, you're playing 30. You're playing 40 minutes. You get 30 ball? Huh?
What do you think?
Like today.
Yeah.
You're in decent shape, not great basketball shape. Your shooting is okay right now. You're not in great basketball shape. You're in great bike sprint shape. That's not the same thing.
But you said my shooting's bad. That's where I went.
I didn't say it was bad. This is literally recorded. I did not say it was bad. I said it's not what it used to be. It's not great.
That's not what you said.
I said it's not great. It's not great. If I can beat you in a shooting competition nowadays, you're not at your peak.
Oh my gosh, you can't beat me in a shooting competition.
Regardless, I think Wilmington is bad. I think you can get you're just like, I'm out for mine. Yeah, I think you're getting a nice little 32.
All right. I can appreciate that. That's a fair number.
Yeah, it's very generous.
Well, what is yours over under that?
No, mine's under that. I would be toast after like 5 down and backs.
You're just like trying to row down.
But low key, no one could guard me in the post. Even hands on my knees, I'm better in the post. All right, you got anything for me, or am I just gonna do all the question asking? Because then we're gonna close this up. This has been great. We've got a lot of people on. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we covered the questions that we want to cover.
Holy cow. You're worthless. Okay. All right, guys. Well, TBD on Saturday. Mr. TJ Haws and I are going to be in Beantown with Bean Lambert. And I don't know if we're going to go post-game. It'd be a lot of fun if we did, because we're going to be with Nick Emery, Evan Troy, McKay Cannon, Kyle Davis. We're going to be in stadium with some vibes. I bet. Why not? Let's just hop on live like after the game. Just get the whole car to talk, you know.
Can we get a media pass?
Oh, well, we got it, because we got people to meet on the court. We got people to meet on the court. We got business going on.
We want to be back in the media room asking questions.
Yeah.
This is TJ Haws from Washed Up.
Yeah. What are you asking KY tonight with your credential? Something stupid?
No. I probably just want to hear like his messages throughout that whole first half. Like, what is his message to the team? Because like we just said, I mean, his demeanor is super important. You look to a coach, it's like, coach, are we okay? Are we good? Like, are we gonna, are we all on the same page? And so I'd love to hear his adjustments, his just messages to them, and also his halftime message. I wonder if it's like, guys, just stay the course. Like, we have to keep learning, figuring this out. We have to do these things better. Or if it's like he chewed him up, like he was super pissed off. I bet
it was somewhere in the middle. You know what sucks is that the media, and since we're the media now, unfortunately I'm saying this, but like the media has ruined those kinds of questions, because they ask, what was that halftime like? What kind of adjustments? And they just give the most superficial BS. Oh yeah, we just got to stop him in transition and blah, 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 blah. You want me to do the voice. I'm not going to do the voice. But it's like, oh, man, I wish they'd actually tell us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I ripped them. Like, they don't really tell you that because then everything gets taken out of context.
Then it's a story and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, Saturday, Cougs are 3-0, top 10 in the country. We play UConn on Saturday. I think we're going to hop on live. I think it'll be a good time, even if it's quick. So, yeah, make sure you hit us up this week. Let us know what you'd like to hear more of, what you would like to hear less of. And we'll catch you next game. Yeah, you're pointing off the screen, you freaking idiot.